Welcome, Yogi, to this beginner-friendly flow class. We'll start this class in some seated postures, then run through the standing postures at a steady pace before moving to try them breath with movement. In this class, you might benefit from having a couple of blocks and a blanket. They're not essential, but they might make some poses more comfortable for you. And we're going to begin today in a seated posture on your mat. I'll meet you there. As you get into your comfortable seat, I recommend sitting up on your blanket. Just fold it and perch up on top of it. It gives you a little bit more room for your hips and your knees. Also, if you feel some stiffness, some tightness in your knees and your hips, it can feel good in a cross-legged seat to place your blocks underneath your knees to support them. So go ahead and do that too if that would be comfortable for you. Sit up tall and let's turn our palms facing up, a gesture of receiving energy for your practice ahead. Take some deep breaths into your belly and slow breaths out. And if you can today, breathe in and out through your nose, Yogi. Into your belly, expand belly, ribs, chest, and slowly out. You can apply a little bit of Ujjayi breathing to the exhales too. That's a slight constriction on the throat on your exhales to make a very soft ocean-like sound. And this helps to slow your exhales down as you practice, keeping your mind and body calm and focused. Just another one of these breaths, settling into your mat. Ready to practice. Circle your hands up, blink your eyes open, looking up, and place your right hand down onto the floor next to you. Stretch your left hand over the top and reach your fingertips. Nice and heavy through your left sit bone, stretch into your left side. Reach this left thumb back a little bit and continue to breathe. Your right elbow is bending as you do this, and bend it in towards you rather than away from you. That'll help you to experience a slightly deeper side stretch. Bend your left elbow and place a hand to the back of the head. Open up the chest towards the sky, drawing your left elbow back and straightening your right arm out. Bring your left elbow across towards your right knee. It doesn't have to touch, just bring it in that direction. Inhale, open up. So we're just moving into this upper and middle back area. As you exhale, bring your left elbow across in the direction of your right knee, spreading wide across your shoulder blades. One more time, a deep inhale, lift the torso towards the sky, rotate it towards the sky, and as you exhale, bring it across. Come back to neutral, stretch that left arm back out, and bend your right elbow a little bit more now, maybe even bringing it down to the ground. It's okay if it hovers. It's also okay if it rests down. Stretch through the left fingertips. And come up. Bring your left hand overhead, right hand behind you, left hand to your right knee, and turn to your right, looking back over the shoulder. One more full breath here. Sitting tall, shoulders relaxed down, but your right shoulder blade pulling onto your back to help you twist deeply. Release your left hand, bring it behind you as well. Lift your chest up, squeeze your shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, walk your hands to the ground in front of you. Keeping your spine really long, start to lean forwards into a fold. It might be that you remain on your fingertips or your palms down, and it might be that you can come down to your forearms. Just if it feels comfortable, no forcing anything here, settling in, keeping the spine long, stretching into the outer hips or glutes. Good. Walk your hands in. Circle both hands up overhead. And exhale to your heart. Switch the cross of your legs, please, yogis. Right leg in front of me. Don't know if you're the same as me or if you're the opposite. Just switch them. Take them up. Breathe in again. Left hand down. Right hand over the top. Stretch to your side. Reaching the right thumb back behind you. And expand into the ribs and waist. Left elbow bending down towards the ground, any amount. Bend your right elbow, bring it hand to the back of your head. Open the chest up, look towards the ceiling, straighten your left arm out as you do this, and bring your right elbow across towards your left knee. stretching across the upper back. 2 more times with your breath. Inhale, open the torso towards the sky. Exhale, bring your right elbow across to your left knee. One more like that, please, yogi. Open up. Collarbone shining to the ceiling. And across, right elbow towards the left knee. Coming back up to neutral. Re-straighten your right arm and bend your left elbow more. If it can rest on the ground, rest it on the ground. If it's hovering, that's okay. Extend through the fingertips. Be heavy in your right sit bones, creating some resistance through the waist. And come up, breathing in. Bring your right hand across to your left knee, left hand behind you, twist to the left. Extend your crown up, relax your shoulders down. Then draw your left shoulder onto your back and look back. Maintain that full breath. Notice how it feels different when you're twisting. Your breath will move into different parts of your body. Bring your right hand behind you. Lift your chest up. And exhale, bring the hands in front of you on the mat. Keeping your spine long, even extend more, almost arching your back up and start to walk your hands forwards. When you start to feel a stretch, pause at that height. Maybe it's fingers on the ground, palms on the ground. Maybe it's forearms or even forehead on the ground. Relax here for a moment. Sit your way back up. And we'll make a change in position up to downward facing dog. So you can move your blocks off your mat. Spin one foot around to the side of you and come up to a tabletop, that's all fours. Moving your blanket out of your way also. We'll come up to down dog. So you'll spread your hands at least shoulder distance apart on your mat. Fingers lightly spread, gripping the mat. Feet about hip distance or even a little wider. Push into your arms, lift your hips high, and chest moving back towards your thighs. Shoulders are elevated in this pose, so push the ground away from you. Spine is your priority. Keep your tailbone tilting up. And you can pedal your legs a little bit while you start finding your position, just letting one knee bend and then the other. If ever down dog gets a little bit too much, you can always lower back to that tabletop position for a breath or two. Find some stillness in the legs too. The knees can have a soft bend to them. The heels can be up. Push into your arms again. Relax your neck and look towards your feet. Take a deep breath in. And look forward. Start to walk your feet up to your hands. This can take several steps or 1 or 2 big steps. Bring your feet to a hip distance apart at the top of your mat and fold forwards. If the ground's out of reach today, bring it up to you, bringing your blocks underneath your hands, the earth up to them. Bowing down, forward fold. The legs remain straight in your fold. Tailbone tilting up, spine long. If you feel your back rounding, bring the ground even higher up to you so you can keep it long. Half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Bring your hands up to your thighs. Squeeze your shoulder blades onto your back and think about lengthening your whole spine out, keeping the back of the neck long too, looking straight down under you. Exhale, fold forwards once again. Hands on the floor of the blocks. Soften your knees, push your feet down into the ground. Circle up, hands overhead. Big breath in as you reach high. Hands to your heart, exhale. Let's begin our flow today. Balance, please, on your right foot. So bring your right foot underneath you. We're still about a foot or so away from the top of a mat. Roll your shoulders down, relax. Lift your left heel. Be on your tiptoes for a moment on the left foot. Start to establish balance through your right foot. You're going to use all of your right foot, but your toes are not too tense. They're not gripping the whole time. If you feel balanced here and you feel like it's possible, lift your left knee up to the hand. Left hand holding the front of your left knee. Now hug your shoulder back into position. Keep that knee in front of you. If you find your balance here, right leg is strong and straight. Core engaged, crown reaching high. Stretch your left knee out to the left and the right hand out to the right. Keep looking straight forwards. growing as tall as you can. If you wobble out, have another go. We'll hold for 3 and 2 and 1. Well done, yogi. Bring that knee back to the front. Keep it lifted, balancing still on your right foot. Release the knee. Step back to warrior 1. So that's left foot towards the back of your mat. Lean your torso forwards and bend your right knee as you do to counterbalance the weight of your leg. Left toes find the ground. The left foot points to about 11 on a clock, so quite far forwards, and your feet are on train tracks rather than a tightrope. Square your ribs forwards and stretch both hands up overhead. Take a deep breath in. Your left leg is strong and straight. The right knee is directly over the ankle. Remember to breathe deeply, looking straight forwards. We'll extend into warrior 2 now. Left toes turn further out. Your whole torso turns to the left. You might widen the distance between the feet, and your right knee still travels straight forwards. You're going to actively keep pulling the right knee to the right in this pose. Parallel your arms to the ground and look forwards over your right fingertips. Virabhadrasana 2. Turn your right palm to the sky, spiral it up. Left hand can rest down to your left thigh. Stretch your right hand up to the ceiling. Reverse warrior, now back into your waist and ribs, stretching here. Keep your lunge strong in your right knee. Keep your right knee pulling to the right. Now we're going to straighten your right leg out and bring your arms back to parallel to the ground. Pin this right hip back towards the back of your mat and reach forwards. Then down and up with the arms, Trikonasana, triangle pose. This is another pose where your blocks can be useful. You can bring the ground up to your fingertips for a little bit of support there. In this pose, your right leg is straight, but without locking it. If you've got flexible joints, bring a softness to the knee. Turn your right collarbone to the sky. Left hand stretching straight up too. You might have your hand on the block. If you're feeling more comfortable in flexibility today, the hand can rest on the ground. And we'll come up to start. Bend your front knee as you rise up and all the way to the sky with both hands. Turn all 10 toes to this left side of your mat. Extend the chest up, reach your hands back, and exhale, fold forwards. Both feet wide still, hands down to the ground. You can use a block again if you would like to bring the ground up to you. Bow down in your wide-legged fold. In this pose, the toes are very slightly turned in. Tailbone high. Spine long, face relaxed. One more deep breath here. Come up onto straight arms. So fingertips push down, straighten out your back. Spin your left heel in and right toes out. So both heels turn in. Bend your left knee and move over to the left with both hands. Stretching the inner right thigh here. You can sit lower down to the ground if you wish, but hips at knee height is a really lovely stretch to start with. Take a breath in. Turn towards the back of your mat. So we're turning towards the left foot. Spin onto your right toes. Frame your left leg with both hands. You're in a lunge now. So you're on your right toes. Left knee is over the left ankle. Right hand stays on the ground. Spin your left hand up to the sky for a twist. Keep your right leg strong and straight. Rotate your torso. Remember your breath. Bring your left hand down. Next to the right, turn all 10 toes to the side of your mat, back to where you came from. And now bend your right knee, shimmy your hips over to the right. Tailbone back, chest reaching to the long edge of your mat. Inner left thigh stretch. We're going to turn towards the front of your mat, lunge. Just like you did a moment ago, come onto your left tiptoes. Right knee over the ankle, left leg straight. Left palm down on the ground, right up to the sky twist. We'll come into another side stretch. Let your left knee come down to the ground. You could always place a blanket under it if you'd like some support. Kick your left toes off the side of your mat and stretch your right foot back to the back of your mat. Now imagine a rainbow shape through the right side of your body. Reach your right palm over your head, arms straight, reaching your fingertips towards the floor. Lift your right ribs up towards the ceiling and your right foot is anchored to the floor. This rainbow-like shape all the way through your right side of your body. And carefully spin down to the mat. Place both hands down, both knees down. So you're in a knee plank. Breathe in, shift forwards, peer over the front of your mat. Keep your belly lifted. Slowly bend your elbows through chaturanga. A slow descent to the ground. Turn the tops of your feet to the mat. Roll your chest up, coming into cobra. A back bend, elbows squeezing close. And exhale, soften down. Press up to a tabletop and back to your downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Long breath out. 2 more of those, please. Keep remembering to push through your arms. Feel the heels heavy, but don't worry if they're not down. And keep some of the weight spread into knuckles and fingertips of your hands. Not too heavy in the heels of the hands. Deep breath in, look forwards. Walk step all the way up to the top of your mat. Walk your way up there. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, hands to thighs or shins, shoulders squeeze onto your back, lengthen out. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold forwards. Soften your knees. Circle up with the hands, looking up. Big breath in. Hands to your heart. We'll switch to your second side yogi. Balance on your left foot. Standing tall. Lift your right heel. Get your toes on the ground. Make sure that you feel balanced here first before going any further. Maybe you'd like to stay here today. If you're feeling balanced and you're breathing, lift your right knee to your right hand and hold on to it. Again, standing tall, press a knee into the hand and hug your right shoulder back into its socket. If you're feeling balanced and you're breathing here, continue to look forwards. Left hand to the left, right knee to the right. Point through your right toes. Keep your left leg straight. Another full breath here. You're doing great, yogi. If you fall out, move your way back into any part of it. Good, coming back out, knee forwards. Keep the foot lifted if you can. Release the hold. And we'll switch to warrior one. Lean forwards in your torso. Bend your left knee as you start to reach your right foot back. Stretch your right toes for the ground. Land as light as you can. Right heel comes down. Your right toes point to 1 on a clock. Left knee to 12. Turn your ribs forward. Stretch your hands up. Warrior one. Virabhadrasana 1. You're doing great, yogi. Take a deep breath in. Warrior 2 now. Right toes turn to the right, torso turns to the right, but left knee travels straight forwards. Pause here. Arms parallel to the ground, looking forwards. Really reach through your fingertips, lots of energy there. Lunging through the left knee, making sure it doesn't come forwards over the ankle. Turn your left palm to the sky, flip it up. Stretch it up as your right hand comes to rest on your right thigh. Stay lunged in your knee. Left knee, that is. Back down, starting to straighten your left leg out. Reach forwards. Create lots of space through this left side of your body and down towards the ground. Maybe you hover at calf height or knee height. Maybe you feel comfortable at ankle. And again, like I said on the first side, your block is really useful in feeling good alignment in this pose. Left leg is straight without being locked. Rotate your left collarbone up to the sky. Stretch your right hand straight up. Good job, yogi. Looking down. You can move your block if you were using it. Coming back out to your warrior 2 for a moment so that you can turn all 10 toes to the right side of your mat now and fold forwards. Use the blocks if you wish. Bow down, hands on the ground under your shoulders for stability. A slight turn in of your feet. Bend your right knee. Hips coming to about knee height. You can go lower if you wish. Make sure that your right toes point the same way that your knee is going. So there's no sideways pressure on the knee. Turn to the front of your mat, back of your mat. All 10 toes facing the back, left hand down, left heel up. Right hand up to the sky for a twist. Release that down, spin back to the side of the mat. Over to the left side. Bend your left knee, Skandasana, side lunge. Spine stays long in this, inner right thigh stretch. Turn to the front of your mat, picking your right heel up, squaring everything forwards, right hand down, left hand up, twist. And let's make this that side stretch like we did on the other side. Let your right knee come down, maybe pop a blanket under it if you want some support. Right toes go off the right side. Left foot goes to the back. Reach your left hand to the front of your mat and towards the floor, palm facing down, and lift your left ribs up to the sky. A big arc through the left side of your body. Good, and spin down towards the ground. Knees down, hands under the shoulders. Shift forward so your shoulders come over the fingertips, belly up, slow descent, chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, hips up and back. Pause here. Push through the ground. Lower your knees down and rest for a moment in child's pose, hips back to your feet. Come up to tabletop, breathing in. Tuck your toes back to your downward facing dog, exhale. Take a breath in. Sigh it out. Let's go again, yogis. Looking forwards, breathe in. As you exhale, walk or step up to your hands. Lift up halfway, inhaling. Exhaling, fold forwards. Soft knees, circle the hands overhead, breathe in. Hands to your heart, exhale. We'll do that same round, just a little more fluidly this time. Standing tall. Take a breath, Tadasana. Exhale. Bring your left knee up to your left hand, find your balance. If you can, guide the left knee to the left, right hand to the right. Standing tall, look straight forwards today. Keep your left toes pointed, heart high. Another breath here. Try to maintain your balance as you do this. Left knee forwards and let go. Step back, left foot to the back. Warrior one. Inhale, hands up overhead, left heel plants down. Warrior two, turn your left toes to the left. Widen the arms to the front and back. Reverse your warrior, right hand up to the sky, left hand low. Start to straighten your right leg, reach forwards and down, triangle. One full breath here, lengthen the right side of your body out. And as you exhale, maintain balance, looking down, left, right knee soften. Soften the right knee, coming back up, sweeping through warrior two to star, breathe in. Fold forwards, hands down. Feet parallel to one another now in your wide-legged fold. Lift up halfway, breathe in. Skandasana, side lunge to the left. Left toes turn out, bend your left knee to the left. Or hips move to the left, should I say. Take a lengthening breath in. Turn to the back of your mat. Exhale, lift up your right heel, all 10 toes face the back. Right hand goes down, left hand goes up, twist. And as you exhale, bring it back down, turn back to the side of your mat. Side lunge to the right, bend your right knee, hips shimmy over to the right, inner left thigh stretch. Turn to the front of your mat, left hand down, right hand up. A little bit extra strength on this side. You can pop your left knee down, just like we did on the last round, and stretch your right foot back. Or if you'd like to try a side plank, we'll come onto the outside of your left foot and bring your right foot behind today. So a little bit of support from the right foot rather than the feet stacked. Press through the right toes to help you keep your hips up. 3, chest square to the side of your mat. 2, and 1. Right hand down. Bring the knees down. Take a breath in. Lengthen forwards. Exhale, slowly lower. Chaturanga. Elbows stay close to you as you lower slowly to the mat. Tops of your feet root to the ground. Chest lifts up, elbows hug into your waist. Soften down. Press however you can back up to down dog. A tabletop or plank will be a good transition there. To your down dog. Strong arms, feet about hip distance, tailbone tilting high. Deep breath in. Sigh out. And again, please, yogi. Breathing in, look forwards. And as you exhale, walk or step up to your hands. Half lift, feet are hip distance apart. The spine gets long, your breath is full. Exhale, fold down. Blocks on the floor under the fingertips. Soften the knees, circle the hands up, breathe in. Hands to your heart, exhale. Final round, yogi. Put all the weight into your left foot, find your balance there, lifting your right heel. When you feel confident, your breath is full, lift your right knee to your right hand. Firm everything up, belly, shoulders. If you can, right knee to the right, left hand to the left. Continue to look forwards today to help your balance. Another full breath here. Good, bring the knee forwards. If you can maintain balance through this transition, give it your best. Right knee stays lifted, let go of it. Lean forward, soften your left knee, step your right foot as far back as possible, landing lightly, hands up overhead. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Exhale, Warrior 2. Spin the right hand back, left hand forwards. Turn your chest to the right. Left hand to the sky, right hand low. Breathe in, stay lunged in your left knee. Keeping this left side waist, come on out. Stretching the left leg straight. Reach forwards and then down. We'll take an extra breath in triangle. Trikonasana, lengthening through the left waist and ribs the most. Keeping your left knee a little bit soft so it's not locked out. Let's move to star. Bend your left knee to help you up. Inhale, both hands high. All 10 toes turn to the side of your mat. Exhale, fold forwards. Bend your right knee over to the right with the hips. Turn to the back of your mat. Lift your left heel and your right hand to the sky now. You've got this, yogi. Bring the right hand down. Turn over to the left again, back into your wide-legged position. And bend your left knee, spine long. Turn to the front of your mat. Lift up the right heel so you spin onto your right toes. Right hand stays down, left hand goes up. And a reminder that you can take the same strengthening side stretch you did on the first round by placing your right knee down if you want. Left foot will go back and you stretch over the top. If you'd like to take a modified side plank with me, firm through this right arm. Make sure that you're braced into the hand, the fingertips are gripping. Turn onto the outside of a right foot and take your left foot back. Rest your toes on the ground, just behind your right leg. Push through the toes to help you get some weight out of the right leg and lift the left hand to the sky. Looking down is best for your balance in this. We're not here too long. If you got to shake, that's okay. Breathe. And we'll slowly lower down, hands to the mat. Knees can come down. Chest is forwards, belly up, slow descent. Cobra pose. The heart lifts. Soften down and make your way, please, yogi, to child's pose. Well done. Soften your hips back. Rest your head to the ground. Slow your breath down. Making your way up. Come up to your tabletop. Find your blanket once again that you started sitting on at the beginning. And make your way to a comfortable seat. We'll stretch your right leg out, straight in front of you. And bring your left leg up over the top. Wiggle that left foot out to your right hip, bringing it relatively close to your hip if you can. Now this may be enough of a stretch for today. If that feels good, hold this position. If you feel very comfortable here, there's no discomfort in your knees, you're feeling your breath is full, you could bring your right foot out to the left side of your left hip, coming into Gomukhasana or cow face legs. Sit up tall. So if this presents too much discomfort in the knees or the hips, you can either straighten this bottom leg or you can actually put a block underneath your bum. That also helps as well. Sitting up tall, send your arms wide and wrap your left arm under your right. Hold your shoulders. If it's possible for you, you can wrap your left fingertips into your right palm for eagle pose. But if that feels a little bit too much, hold the shoulders. You're doing the same action here. Elbows coming up about shoulder height. Breathe into the back of your your shoulders. And also root down through both sit bones equally. And carefully unravel your arms. If you bent the right leg, unravel it first, leaning back, and then we'll take your left foot out forwards too. Give your legs a little shake. Make sure you're comfortably seated again. Bring your right foot over the top this time, and the knee on top of the knee. Right knee on top of left. Heel fairly close to your left hip. If you feel like this is just right for you today, maintain this position. If you'd like to bring that left foot around to your right hip, you can do. Letting the knees settle fairly close to the top of one another, on top of one another. Like I mentioned on the other side, you can elevate your hips in this. That can also make it a bit more comfortable. Sit equally through both sit bones. Arms out, breathe in. Bring your right arm under your left and hold your shoulders for a start. Assess, is this a good place for you to stay today? If this feels just right, maintain this. If you want to wrap your right hand into the left palm, you can do. Breathe into the upper back and into the outer hips. As if you could send your breath all the way there. Well done, Yogi. Gently release your arms first. Take a deep breath in and out. Move over to the side to let the bottom leg out first, left leg out first. Unhook your right leg. Give them a little bit of movement. Well done, Yogi. Bring your feet in, spin around to face the back of your mat, or whichever way you're comfortable lying down. You can move your blanket up to be your pillow if you wish. And we're going to make our way to lying on our backs with the knees bent. Move your hips to the right, just an inch or two. And bring the knees over to the left. You can let them rest on top of one another. You can rest your left hand on the outer right leg or on the ground. Stretch your right hand out to the right or make a cactus, a 90-degree bend with it. Looking to the right will complete this twist all the way up to your neck. Remember in this twist that you can adjust your intensity by moving the top leg or both legs. So adjust a little bit, see what's comfortable. If you want to move your knees further away, it will become less twisty. If you bring your knees closer up towards your torso, it'll get more intense. We're slowing down here, Yogi, so find a comfortable place. Right shoulder heavy on the mat. Come back up to the middle, bring your head to the middle and your knees. Realign your spine. Bring your arms back in if they're outstretched. And we'll press through the feet to move your hips to the left an inch or two. And the knees can come to the right. The right hand can rest on the outer left knee. Your left arm can be straight or in a cactus 90-degree shape. Looking to the left will complete your twist in your neck. Relax your shoulders. Let your breath be easy. Adjust the pose so it's comfortable for you. Come back up to the middle with your knees. Realign your spine. Hug your knees up towards your torso. Give yourself a hug, rock across side to side. Just massaging your low back to finish your practice. And we'll finish with a few minutes in Savasana, in relaxation. If you have a blanket that's not under your head, you can pop it behind your knees. If you have a bolster, that's even better. You can also lie flat. That's of course totally fine as long as you're comfortable. Make any adjustments to posture that help you to settle and relax. And consciously relax your feet and your lower legs. Softening all the way up the thighs into the glutes and the pelvis. Relaxing the abdomen. Melt your shoulders into your mat. Relax your arms, upper arms, forearms, all the way to the hands and fingers. Soften any tension from your jaw, your tongue, your face. Imagine your mind to be like a clear blue sky. Any thoughts that arise are just fluffy white clouds that drift on by. Begin to reawaken. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Fill your belly up with a breath and let it go. Hug your knees up to your torso. Give yourself another hug, another squeeze. And roll to rest on your side for a moment. And when you feel ready to, press your way up to a comfortable seat. And you can sit any way that's comfortable for you. Maybe your eyes are still closed as you sit upright and place your hands together in Namaskar or a prayer position in front of your heart. Express some deep gratitude to yourself for taking time to practice today. Enjoy a full breath in and a long breath out. Thank you for your practice, Yogi. Namaste.